there's some new captains starting to emerge in the game. They aren't being named as that yet, but when is the right time and who are they?
Yeah, that's right. And you've got to weigh up the decision about when it's the right time for it. And there was two performances, or the seasons of these two guys, and that's one playing for the Fremantle Dockers in Caleb Sarong, who he and Brayshaw were announced vice captains at the start of this season under Alex Pearce. A lot thought that maybe Brayshaw could have got the captaincy this year, but they decided, OK, maybe they're just not quite ready yet. But Sarong is such a demanding player. He demands so much of his teammates out there. He acts like a captain, and this one, Zach Butters, is so tough and ruthless out on the football ground. His tackling is second to none, and his football is second to none. And for me, they inspire me when I watch them play. And I'd want to play for those two. Whereas you've got Alex Pearce, who's injured again, and you've got Tom Jonas, who can't actually get a game in the Port Adelaide side. So the question at the end of the year is, for those two clubs, are these guys worth putting in right here and now, Jimmy? And
do you think the answer is yes at the end of the year?
For me, it is, and they know them better as a personality. But I wanted to put up this record of Joel Selwood. The captains normally get it around 27, 28 normally, but Joel got it at the age of 23. I know he had more games because of his finals, but I think these guys' form won't go off because they're so tough. They don't rely on anybody else to play well.
No, I think that's a key point too, Lloydy. When you watch those two players, what stands out is they've got a little bit of an edge about them. They're not dirty players, but you can see the way they approach a contest, a ball up a boundary throw, and you can tell, like captains and leaders, they're pointing, they're directing, they're taking up to the opposition's best player. But I think the question they need to ask as a club is, who is the leadership group? I know we sometimes get carried away with leadership group, but Joel, a fantastic captain with a very experienced group around him. That your first 6 months, you can guide players through it. Now, Port Adelaide and Freo know, do they have the right senior players and mix? While they find their feet as a captain to get the balance right, they don't have to overcommit themselves. I think they just need to answer that question before give them the captaincy.
Well, Jonas won't be captain next year, will he?
No,
because he can't.
He may not even be.
So
on
it'll
the
be
list,
a decision for somebody there.
And yet it hasn't really been an issue so far this year because of the amount of wins that they've been able to bank. If they were the opposite end of the ladder, we'd be talking about it as one of the issues.
Yeah, it'll be whether they go Wines for one more, back to Wines for a year, or straight to one of these Butters or Rosé.
It's ridiculous looking at that graphic, being reminded that Joel Selwood played in 15 finals by the time he was 23.
Yeah, what was it? 4 grand finals in his first 5 years.
And 40 by the end of his career, Sam. Finals. 40. Two full seasons of finals.
It's almost like unfathomable that he played in that many finals.
When your Carlton side hasn't played in one.
You can't talk.
You haven't won
true.
2004 since you won one.
That was a little drive-by from down there.
That wasn't a little drive-by. He got out of the car and he started. I'm just going to take time to just re-establish myself here on Footy Classified.